This video is going to be a little more personal than usual. I have spent hundreds, no, probably thousands of hours working on music that practically no one listens to. And if you clicked on this video, I'm guessing you're in a similar situation. When you pour your heart into a project and it feels like no one appreciates it, it can be extremely painful. Story time. It was October 2024 and I had just spent about 2 years working on my album, Sonder. The album had 8 songs, was neatly put together, and to be honest, I was really proud of my work. Now, every artist knows that, by far, the most annoying part of making music is promoting yourself. It's one thing to make music, but getting people to actually listen to your music can be pretty dreadful. And the fun part is, no one can agree on the best way to do it. The creative solution I came up with? Usurping people's Twitch live streams. If you don't know what Twitch is, here's a lightning-fast summary. Twitch is a live streaming platform where you earn points for watching people's streams. You can then trade these points for channel rewards, which usually involve the streamer doing something at your behest in real time. So I found a streamer who, in exchange for points, would play your entire Spotify playlist live on stream. So I was like, hey, I've got a brilliant idea. I'll request him to play my whole album. And so I did. For a while, things were going great. He was just chillin', playing Minecraft while listening to my homemade bedroom pop. Then about 3 songs in, here's what happened. I'ma be honest right now. I really want to skip this playlist. I was crushed. I know it sounds really stupid, like what's even the big deal? But it was just the way he said it. I really want to skip this playlist. It really came across like, damn man, your music is objectively trash. I thought that my music sounded pretty awesome and that casual listeners would love it. The fact that this dude hated it so much that he couldn't even stand to listen to more than 2 songs, well, it hurt. This was honestly pretty devastating. So what's the lesson to be learned here? If you suck, you suck? Don't make bad music? Kind of. But also, not really. There's more to the story. After experiencing such raw rejection, I didn't promote or even listen to my album for months. I was so embarrassed by my own music that I didn't even want to think about it. But after some time had passed and I was emotionally prepared, I tried listening to my album in an objective way. Maybe this streamer was actually onto something, and maybe I could capture what was wrong with my music. And after listening for about 30 seconds, it was immediately clear what the problem was. The problem was my voice. Bruh. I have a rather, let's say, unique sounding singing voice. Taking the advantage of a Saturday night, roll out of bed and I roll in my sleep. Like, it's not terribly offensive to listen to, but it's not exactly pleasant either. To be blunt, I can sound a little bit dopey. And it's actually really easy to hear how some first-time listeners might find my voice kind of annoying, especially if they don't even know who I am. This was further confirmed by a second Twitch streamer who was absolutely jamming to my song, right up until the first verse started. Every morning it's the same routine. I don't really like this actually. My voice is, without a doubt, an acquired taste. Is this the case for every singer? Absolutely not. There is absolutely no taste acquisition required for the likes of Mariah Carey, or Adele, or Bruno Mars. Even singers who aren't known for belting it out like Billie Eilish or Lorde have a uniqueness to their voice that most anybody can enjoy. These singers are built for mass appeal. The world needs these musicians, which is why Billie Eilish has 100 million monthly listeners. I have 39 monthly listeners. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that having a huge following wouldn't be awesome. Having a ton of people listen to and appreciate your hard work is probably extremely gratifying. If I woke up tomorrow and had 1 million listeners, I'd be elated. But this is where I have to ask the very sobering question. Does the world need my music? And the honest, unbiased answer is no. But also yes. What I didn't tell you is that the Twitch streamer heartbreak is only half the story. About a month beforehand, I threw an album release party, which at least I thought was an amazing success. This party was months in the making. I probably put as much effort into the party as the album itself. There was good food, drinks, decorations up the wazoo, an incredible opening band, and a performance by my band, which we had worked really hard on. But above all else, it was the people who made this a truly special night. It was my girlfriend and her friends who helped organize the event and decorate the house. It was my aunt and uncle who traveled from New York, and my old college buddies who traveled from Georgia and Colorado. It was the friends I had just made in the last year, and the friends who I hadn't seen since early 2020. As dumb as this sounds, by making and releasing this album, I was able to bring people together. God, it sounds so conceited when I say it like that, but it's true. No, I didn't have hundreds of people lining up to see me perform. In fact, I'm not even sure there were more than 50. But those 50 people were the 50 people I care about most in the whole world. Except for you guys, my YouTube audience. Obviously. And I'm not trying to take full credit for the event. Again, as corny as this sounds, it wasn't me, it was the music. I'm not the most social person in the whole world. Could I have thrown a party like this without having some project to showcase? I don't know, maybe. Would all my friends have come to it? Definitely not. The music is what allowed everyone there to feel a sense of community, even the people who had never met each other. And the alcohol, I guess that helped too. The lesson to be learned from this story is that your art needs to be displayed in its proper context. Whatever kind of art you make, whether it's paintings, books, music, or anything else, people will not enjoy it if they experience it in the wrong social environment. But they will enjoy it very much if they experience it in the right place. Your art has value, it's just a matter of finding the right setting. Whenever I visit my mother, she often tells me a different version of essentially the same thing. You're so talented, Michael. You could probably be doing so much more than just being a school teacher your whole life. And I get where she's coming from. In the media, success as an artist is often defined by popularity and reach. How many streams did you get? How well did your single do on the charts? Success may as well be synonymous with fame. But what I want you to know is that you do not need to be famous to be successful as an artist. Small artists who build local communities are not only very impactful, they are necessary. Experiencing live music these days can be pretty arduous. Pop concerts are really fun, but they're also really expensive and can take hours to even get to. Plus, you could be waiting months or even years for your favorite singer to come to town. Small artists provide a service that larger artists never could. Frequent, inexpensive, easy-to-get-to shows in a more intimate setting. These small concerts are a ton of fun for people coming to see you. Your shows might not have all the flash and dash of a Taylor Swift or a Guns N' Roses concert, but they provide value in their own way. People enjoy getting to hang out with the artist or making friends with fellow crowd members. Let me tell you, it is way easier to meet new people at small concerts than at pop concerts. Trust me, I have tried both. Even if you don't play concerts at all, maybe your listeners enjoy the feeling of listening to something that feels underground. Just because thousands of people don't listen to your music doesn't mean your music isn't valuable. It is, very much so. There is another reason I make music, and it has nothing to do with who is listening. I have a crippling addiction to video games. You might think it sounds kind of stupid, and maybe it is a little bit, but I do take it kind of seriously. When I'm playing Minecraft, I think about nothing else as the world goes around me for hours and hours on end. It makes me stay up late, it makes my eyes hurt, and just generally makes me feel like a lazy slob. I'm not particularly good at Minecraft either. For me, video games are categorically an unhealthy addiction. Making music is the only thing I've ever found to keep me from playing Minecraft for 8 hours straight. I make music because I need to make music, and I would do it even if not a single person listened. Curbing an unhealthy addiction is a great reason to make art. When you're making art, you are giving your brain satisfying long-term stimulation without engaging in self-destructive behaviors. And I've got to tell you, there are people with much more serious addictions than a children's video game. The truth is, if anybody appreciates your art, that's just an added bonus. Making art is a fundamental part of the human condition. My girlfriend makes these scrapbooks, which are intended for like 5 people to read. She puts a ton of work into them, and I think they're really neat. But my satisfaction is not her driving motivator. She makes art because she needs to make art. Again, I'm not gonna lie and say that having thousands of listeners wouldn't be incredible. It would be awesome to have a big enough following to make music for a living, to wake up every morning and do what I love as a full-time job. In fact, I consider myself extremely lucky to have found just a couple dozen people who enjoy watching my random video essays on YouTube. But the truth is, I would make videos even if only 2 people watched them. I feel like I have things to say, and these videos keep me feeling productive. But I really want to know why you make music, so tell me in the comments. If you give me a real, earnest, heartfelt answer, I will absolutely read it and leave a little heart next to it. If your dream is to be a big, famous artist and will stop at nothing to achieve this, then, more power to you. I respect the grind. But if you're breaking your back day in and day out only to garner a very small audience, please know this does not make you a failure. The success of your art does not lie in how many listeners you have, but rather in displaying your music in its best social context. And as long as you're doing that, you are making a valuable contribution to society. So keep doing what you're doing. One quick thing I have to address. In my last video, I tried a little experiment with the YouTube algorithm. I thought that maybe if I got everyone to watch my video on a TV, it would blow up. I think it's safe to say at this point that this experiment was a failure. Turns out that asking people to watch the video on their TV doesn't actually make them watch it on their TV. In fact, it actually has the opposite effect. Who would have thought? Nonetheless, I did promise the first 20 commenters that I would shout out their names, so here it goes. Thank you to XP7575, Falco, Foxnord, Shivu Music, Bulleryan, The Real Music, CD4TC, Fahim Hassan, Crates Media, Smaboy, Not Horace, Juice Telly, Wabbit07, Melian the Maya, Taramushi, Gary5, Bilal Alshref, Mazar420, and Calvin Gurney. Thank you, bye!